pain and gain, and the value for pre-sales people or product support people. So these are the people who support salespeople with product knowledge, and they're normally product experts. I've got my tea, so the world is much better again than it was a few minutes ago. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So in the first stages, of the pipeline, we've got pre-sales people doing marketing presentations, and very often there's a lack of sales rep support doing acquisition or reference stories or other things with these people. Okay, so pre-sales people, one of their jobs is to do these blah 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 presentations for people that they don't know. And it's not a very nice job for them to do unless they are brilliant presenters who really love doing that. Normally, because they're product techies, they're not brilliant presenters who really love this piece of the job, which means the presentations are really long, really boring, and much too detailed, and not focused at all. So this is the first. This is the first message. The link between salespeople and pre-salespeople, must be strong, must be good, because salespeople need to support pre-salespeople in delivering the right message at the right times. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing. We see this coming into step 2. What does it say here? For existing clients, services personnel, maintenance people, implementation teams often have better grassroots relationships and knowledge about future opportunities than anybody else, which is all wasted without the tool to harness the knowledge. So the pre-sales person or product support person often has a role within the customer which is technical maintenance and support of the products that you've implemented there. They create relationship. These relationships are different to the relationships that a salesperson creates with their customers. Customers hate the salespeople because they're salespeople. They trust the product support people because they solve problems, real problems, not just salespeople invented kind of, problems. So the value of these relationships cannot be measured. I mean, it's quite incredible the quality of the relationships that you find in pre-sales and technical support people and maintenance people in general. They might have much stronger grassroots knowledge. So here's the question: does your organization use this relationship capability? Most of the organizations that I work with do not use it. This relationship factor goes wasted, goes unused. So, step 2 coming in, pre-sales people are often used by client representatives too early in the sales process. You remember we had a flip chart that said cost of sale, our cost of sale line. Pre-sales people are expensive, sales reps are cheap. So what very often happens is the client rep will say to the customer, would you like a presentation? And this presentation and the usage of pre-sales people comes too early within the sales process, which means that the customer sits there listening to a presentation and they're kind of saying, do we need this? Has this got anything to do with what we're trying to do? And I don't know how many times I can count up the times where I've spoken to IT professionals from the client where they say, yeah, we had another vendor coming in doing a presentation. I say, and? Any good? Nah, it wasn't what we needed. And these words, they don't fill me with fury because I'm past the stage where anything to do with sales and IT fills me with fury. Life is too short to worry about CRM. But it does aggravate me to a certain extent because the very fact that you've got a pre-sales person who's an expensive guy with huge knowledge standing in a room going blah 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 to a bunch of people who are looking at him going, huh, do we need this? I mean, where are we, right? It's crazy. That's the sales rep's fault. Okay? Nobody else's. That's the sales rep's fault, and they should be tortured with electricity and water and all sorts of uncomfortable, nasty things if the pre-sales person happens to find themselves in that position. Pre-sales people suffer from inadequate information from the sales reps. So the pipeliner gives them the prerequisites for getting information from the sales reps. We've had this before. Yeah, step 3, step 4, information exchange, handover from sales to pre-sales or project management. The need of pre-sales to go in and do a good job and getting the information. So on one side, it's the salesperson's job to give that information to pre-sales, certainly. But on the other side, it's also important for pre-sales to be a little bit proactive and go and get that information from sales as well. So this, you know, what is the criteria? Well, the criteria at a very basic level is in the early qualifier. If you're a pre-sales person, go and have a look at the early qualifier, and that'll tell you the kind of information that you should know before you go in at step 4 and start speaking to a client. Yeah? So, pre-sales benefit from an overall knowledge of the pipeline. They have better position to sell. There we go. Pre-sales people get involved in projects. Yeah? Because they're involved in projects, they get involved in the customer's systems and processes, and they get information. So they find themselves in a very good situation to gain information. And here's the question. Do you have a system? Does your organization have a system of gathering the knowledge of product managers, project managers, pre-sales people, maintenance people who work at the customer? Do you have a way of finding that information and funneling it back into the sales teams who can use it to find new opportunity? Very simple. The answer is yes or no. And if you want to do a maybe, then you can do a maybe. But that's basically the principle behind this. A good pipeline management system makes sure that that knowledge is accessible in some way. Okay? Pre-sales people are often measured differently, which means their loyalty factor to the sales reps will differ. Okay, large organizations will have different measurement systems for pre-sales. They will be measured differently to the salespeople, and yeah, internal competition, internal fighting, choosing one product over another. I can't get a pre-sales person because he doesn't want to work on my project because it has no value for him. I don't want to work with that salesperson because I don't get paid anything for it. My budget comes from a different place. My revenue goes into a different pot. All of these things, which I'm sure you've heard before, are bad news for the customer at the end of the day. But I know that you have a customer relationship management software that will solve this problem. I'm sorry, that was an unfair joke. But it is highlighted very nicely here, you know. It's very important for the measurement system for pre-sales people to be in line with what the sales reps are doing, because otherwise it just screws everything up. And as you will know if you have been in that situation. So, good. We're good. Pre-sales people. Good. Go. Have fun. Enjoy. Live. And success.